Welcome to Meet the Inspire. This episode is called Raise in Inclusion.
We are here at Illinois State University for the Special Olympics Illinois Summer Games, where athletes from around the state will be competing in 7 different sports.
Today's episode, we're going to be talking with sponsors, staff, and most importantly, the athletes.
We're so excited! Enjoy the show! On our show next will be George Peterson, who is the director for LETR for Special Olympics Illinois. Hi, George. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
How long have you been involved with LETR?
So I was a police officer in the village of Oak Brook, which is a suburb of Chicago, since 1997, and I did 25 years there. The second half of my career, I was the torch run liaison. So we went from selling Harley raffle tickets and merchandise to hosting events like Tip of Cops and Cop on a Rooftop, and we started our own golf outing there, and we also started to host a polar plunge.
What is your favorite part about heading up the LETR?
Just the fact that police officers can be seen in a different way and more human instead of making arrests and writing tickets, and we get to meet the athletes and see what our efforts do to help you guys compete and do the great things you do.
And then the next International Torch Run is in San Antonio.
Yes.
Is there one thing in particular that you're looking forward to seeing?
Actually, this year is relaxing and actually soaking in the conference because we hosted it last year. So I did a lot of running around and the logistical stuff of it. So it'll be nice to just be a participant and attendee this year.
Well, that's good. So, and then out of all of the events that we do, is there one that stands out that's your favorite of that we do?
I would say the polar plunge because it's the most painful but the most exhilarating event that we do. It is very, very cold waters, but when you get out and you realize what you did and the money you raised for the athletes, nothing's better than that.
All right, well, thank you so much for being on our show today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Next, we'll be introducing Lauryn Haas.
Lauryn is going to be talking about behind the scenes of the social media for Special Olympics Illinois and the new ad campaign, So I Did.
Welcome to Tribute Park. This is a Meet the Inspire show. It's an athlete-led podcast. I'm here with Lauryn from the marketing department. Lauryn, what is the role of the marketing department at Summer Games?
Well, my job is manager of marketing and communications at Special Olympics Illinois. And what I've been doing to prepare for Summer Games, I've had a lot of responsibilities. So my main job is social media. We have 5 different channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter or X, LinkedIn, and TikTok. I also write emails and feature stories. I book photographers, so I reach out to people in the local community and see if they will come photograph the event so that athletes and families can have those pictures afterwards. I'm on the opening ceremony committee too, which is really fun. Some of the things I do for that, I work on the script. So I write the script. You participated last year. That was a lot of fun for World Games Berlin. I secure the speakers. So Zanira Ross is going to speak, Mackenzie Cook from Region H, the host region, Pete and Kathy, and then Hub Arkish from Chicago, and Buck Stevens from Bloomington. And I designed some of the collateral for Summer Games and put that all together. I'm also doing a job shadow with the Unified Champion Schools. Yeah, so they have a youth leadership experience happening at Summer Games. So one of their students is going to job shadow me on Saturday. We're going to walk around and...
Is that an athlete with intellectual disabilities, or it's just a high school student?
Oh, is it unified?
It is unified. So some students have a disability, some do not. So the student who's working with me, his name is Liam, and I believe he's a soccer player, but he's interested in marketing, so that's why he's going to shadow me.
Awesome.
What other things are there in the marketing department to do? I know it's a big, broad
It is.
Umbrella.
So other things would be like media. So if you're driving down the highway and you see a billboard for Summer Games, that would be my team. Or if you're watching the news and you see athletes and unified partners coming to Bloomington Normal for summer games, that news story, my team worked on that. So
Awesome.
a lot of work goes into it.
Awesome. And I'm Daniel, your other co-host for Meet the Inspired. And speaking, kind of jumping off of the billboards and the ads that you said, probably a lot of our viewers have seen the So I Did ads and getting in on the action. So speaking of that, how can, like, speaking directly to our viewers or our listeners, how can our viewers get in on the action of our Special Olympics Illinois events? Not just the largest event, summer games, but like all of the events that we have all year round.
Great question. First, shameless plug, I would recommend that everybody go follow the social media channels, not just for Special Olympics Illinois, but Unified Champion Schools and Illinois LETR, because there's a lot of content that comes out about upcoming events and that kind of thing. I would also recommend checking our events calendar online and signing up for our emails. So you can do that on our website, sign up for our emails.
And what's, for those listening, of course they could Google, but what's the best place to find all of the events calendar and the social media links?
That's our website. It's soill.org.
So hopefully Dylan will put that little third.
Yeah. And then also, if anybody misses opening ceremony, we're going to be live streaming that on Friday. So you can watch that on our website.
Oh, well, by the time people hear this.
Well,
after?
I think it will be available after. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Yeah. And I didn't introduce myself. I'm the other co-host, Jose. Apologize for that. So, what does Meet the Inspire and Soil athletes?
No.
Sorry.
Third.
Oh. Sharing behind the scenes stories of impact of summer games, stories working on with athlete leaders or an athlete story you are covering this weekend.
Yeah, great question. So the host region this year is Region H from like the Springfield area. And one of their athletes named Mackenzie Cook, she is an athlete leader and she's going to be emceeing the opening ceremony on Friday night, along with Hub Arkush and Buck Stevens. So I interviewed her a couple weeks ago and wrote a feature story about her and how she was feeling about emceeing opening ceremony. So this is actually her first ever big speaking event. So she's not spoken to a large audience before. She said that she's feeling a mix of excitement and nerves, but she's confident that it'll go well.
So, since this is her first speaking engagement,
Yeah.
right? Does this count towards her global messenger jacket that athlete leaders in Illinois grab?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm sorry, I don't know.
That would probably be a Karen Milligan
Yeah,
question.
Karen would have to answer. I don't know all the ins and outs of Global Messenger.
That's okay.
But I think she is a Global Messenger.
Yeah.
Do you know her?
I do. Yeah. So the other question I had besides that, so how do, so when you're picking regions, how do you guys select the regions or the region athlete for like the region? Do you start from the top and do you go from the bottom, or do you cycle every year? That's why.
So last year the host region was Region I, and this year is Region H. So it goes backwards. Like H-I-J, so it would go I-H. I'm not 100% certain about that, Dylan, so. But that's a really good question.
So, as our listeners are watching Meet the Inspired, and we'll break down that fourth wall and say that we beginning of the week we came up and with the idea of having you on, since we've never had the marketing perspective on.
Yeah.
This is the 9th episode of Meet the Inspired, and so speaking of that, how does Meet the Inspired, which is our Special Olympics athlete-led podcast, help tell the Special Olympics story and the marketing strategy that you and the marketing team work on throughout the year?
Yeah. So one of our biggest goals in the marketing department at Special Olympics Illinois is to allow athletes to tell their own story. And I think that Meet the Inspired does exactly that. I mean, who better to tell the story of the impact of Special Olympics than our athletes themselves? So that's what you're doing. Same with like our story that we wrote for Mackenzie Cook or Zanira Ross. So we try to be like the vehicle for which athletes can tell their own story and impact. It's firsthand experience. You know.
Can athletes submit their stories to you?
We would love to get athlete stories. So if anybody is interested in submitting their story, they can email it to marketing@soill.org.
Hi, I'm Kaylee McLaughlin, and today I will be introducing Nancy, who is on the board of directors. Hi, I'm Kaylee McLaughlin.
Hi, Kaylee. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Where are you originally from?
Okay, first I'm going to tell you my name is Nancy.
Okay.
Nancy Wiora.
That's cool.
And I'm from Naperville.
That's cool. I heard of that. I'm from Kirkwood, Illinois.
Kirkwood, where's that?
It's close by, an hour from Peoria.
Oh, okay. Very
Yes,
good.
it took me 2.5 hours to get here.
Okay, I took about 2 hours.
That's cool. So, is this your first time at Summer Games?
It's my very first time here, and I'm having so much fun.
That's good. What is your favorite part of Summer Games?
Well, I haven't done a whole lot yet, but I just left powerlifting, and now I'm walking around Olympic Town.
That's really cool.
And I'll do swimming on my way out when I'm done with seeing everything here.
Yes, I love watching powerlifting, and I love Olympic Town because you get to like handprint the cop cars and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Yes, and dunk the chief of police.
Right, and I went through the smokehouse to learn how to get out of a house that's on fire.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yes, that was very nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to go to the dance tonight?
I'm going to try.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Police officers like dance with us, athletes, family members, and friends do.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Did you like the opening ceremonies?
That was probably the highlight of my trip so far. Yeah, it was amazing. Just the whole torchlight, and I walked in with Region C. I got to be an honorary coach, so that was fun.
What did you think of the opening ceremonies yesterday?
Oh, it was just, I can't say enough about all the hard work from everybody that put this together.
Yeah.
I was tired watching it, let alone having to set it all up.
I know. Could you imagine if you had to run it?
No.
I would not like to run it. I ran it, not like all the way, but before I ran it and stuff.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to come back to Summer Games next year?
Oh, for sure.
That's
Yes.
good.
Yes. Yes. And next year I'm going to bring my husband.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for being part of Special Olympics.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Up next, we're interviewing Jonathan Fredrick.
He is the Illinois staff director and the member of the eSports and promotes eSports in the community of Special Olympics, Illinois. We're doing an interview for eSports director Jonathan Fredrick, right?
Yep, that's me.
And then yesterday we interviewed Lauryn Haas. So what do you think, OJ?
I think we're going to have a good interview today. It's a beautiful day here at Red Bird Arena where Summer Games is for Special Olympics. And I don't know about me and I don't know about you, but I'm excited to interview Jonathan Fredrick for the first time and have his inspiring input of esports.
With the rising and cruising, right?
Right, that's true.
Yep.
All right, let's kick it off.
Kick it off, Jose.
So, Jonathan, can you please tell us, or what do you think the esports bus is going to change the way of Special Olympic athletes playing esports in the near future?
I think the biggest benefit of it, it's big. It's a bus, so it's going to put that, like, our sign out there. Like, still not a lot of people know that we have esports and we do competitive game nights and competitive tournaments. So I think having a big bus will really draw that attention to it. And we'll be able to take that bus to agencies and places around where we can take esports to people versus them athletes having to come to us.
One thing that I'm trying to figure out, since I'm a part-time user in a wheelchair, is it ADA accessible or not?
It sure is.
Oh,
it has a lift in the back, I believe.
Huh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
With the esports bus, you'll try to bring it to other regions?
Well, we'll try to take it around, yes.
Is it also going to be at, I know you probably answered this, is it going to be at state tournaments also?
There's a lot of state tournaments, as we know, so we won't be able to make all of them, but winter games, summer games, fall games, we'll try to take it to as many events as we are able to.
Do you think that with the esports and the esports bus, it'll bring healthy athletes along with it?
Yeah, I've been working with Taylor Combs, who's the director of Healthy Athletes, and we are establishing, along with Special Olympics North America, a healthy body, healthy mind, because esports is more than just video games. It's that competitive teamwork, but it also keeps you sharp. Doctors and surgeons, it's been shown that doctors and surgeons who play video games are better at surgery because of those fine motor skills.
And they also use robotics in their field, where some doctors, the old doctors, don't know how to use it. So that's why they entice their colleagues who are younger, who are more knowledgeable, of saying, oh, how can you use this robot in removing an arm, for example, or attaching a limb back to your body.
Yeah, so what Taylor and I are actually, we're working real hard on changing that gamer narrative. Like, a lot of people, they picture someone who video games is like sitting in a basement eating Mountain Dew and Doritos, when really professional organizations, esports organizations, they have trainers and nutritionists on staff, and they keep their athletes healthy.
What made you become the esports director for Special Olympics, and how did you get involved with it? And where do you think you as a person are going to be in the next 10 or 15 years?
I worked at Limestone Community High School for a long time. It's a high school outside Peoria, and I was their tech director. And then I went to a tech conference, and they had esports there first at the Scholastic High School level. And so I bought in, we signed on, we started doing esports, and then our unified coaches at Limestone approached me about doing the beta testing for high school esports. So then we started doing unified esports at the high school level. We did really well. Mac Dugan and I started working together a lot, and then once he took the job at SOI doing the COE, they posted the job. I put in for it, and here I am.
Nice.
As far as the next 5-10 years, of course, we want to grow it. We're hoping to get middle school esports added, and then once that's off and going, I personally hope to expand the competition more to transitional programs, colleges, and agencies, having that more concrete competition available for our Illinois athletes.
Go ahead, Eric.
Would you do anything affiliated with maybe esports in, like, with the Illinois Grade School Association or the High School Association?
We are in early talks with the IHSA to make unified esports a high school, interscholastic high school sport.
Another question I had. Do you think we're maybe in the future going to have the first Special Olympic athletes sign into a major esports
Agency?
Agency.
That'd be great. all the opportunities, especially esports, like games now are becoming so accommodating across all. There's certain game companies that work with agencies to incorporate the adaptive controllers, the deaf and hard of hearing. There's certain fighting games that work specifically with organizations to tailor the accommodations that their games have for people with disabilities.
One thing that I want to see is having more of like having, you know, like not only Rocket League, but having more sports for athletes to play that play like basketball, NBA 2K or Madden and stuff like that. Have that included more into our esports. We do have it, but like have it more of a tournament type thing.
Yeah. So what I've noticed since I've started working winter games and fall games and all these is that 2K is super popular. The biggest issue we're finding in 2K is that there's not really crossplay available right now. It's coming soon, but right now it's hard because I know, Eric, you might have an Xbox, Jose, you might have a PlayStation. The two of you won't be able to play 2K against each other at this time. So once that becomes more accessible on the virtual level, we'll definitely have some 2K tournaments. That's definitely something that I have plans and for the future. So when we're at Winter Games, we're not just sitting there. I mean, granted, the opportunity to play esports is there, but turning it into that competition with Special Olympics being a competitive sports organization.
Also, as an athlete and an esports gamer, I see esports like changing the realm and more like you said, having more like those agencies that don't have the financial ability to have not a Wii, but a Nintendo Switch, for example, or an Xbox in their like group homes. Like that's where I see Special Olympics stepping in and be like, hey, we can loan you one.
Yep. Yeah, we do have those programs available, and we are working with some agencies to do just that. I have meetings set up with the SOAR and the YWCA in Bloomington to start talking what that looks like.
And sometimes you have the issue, like the money issue. How do you get them all with the money? I mean, some athletes can afford it, and some athletes can't. So how do you make it like where they get them?
We have a lending library program, so anyone that wants to join us on our game nights and our virtual tournaments, they can fill out a form on our website. That gets sent to me, and we work out it's like going to the library, checking out a book, except with game consoles.
That's really cool. So
also, how can, let's say, unified partners, or like, let's say if law enforcement torch run police officers want to get involved, how can they get involved with esports?
They can email me, and we can get it all set up, get them in. At any of our events, we have a QR code that'll take you to the website. There's a form to fill out. It's esports.soill.org. It'll take you to our information page. You fill out the form, it emails me, I get in contact with you, and we get you set up and involved.
Is that with any, it could be any unified partner, right?
Any unified partner, any athlete, anyone that wants to be involved in any way.
So any outside like company too, correct?
Yep.
With their employees that play video games and stuff like that?
Yep.
Or
we've done a few corporate events in the past. You were involved a few times. Like that would be a good email to get, so we can set that up versus just joining the Discord and playing game nights with us.
One last question. Since we're at Summer Games and you're talking about healthy athletes and everything like that, I know as an organization you probably decided, let's bring out Just Dance. How is that going to look for Summer Games?
So we have Just Dance up at Normal Community. Since we are still growing esports is still growing within the organization as a program, I can't be in two places at once. And so since we have the esports community bus generously donated by Connect Transit of Bloomington at the Olympic Town site, Just Dance plays itself, and you'll be there.
Correct.
to help. So we'll have that on site, and we really we started incorporating Just Dance specifically because it is active, because it uses popular songs, and it's a quick and easy game to pick up and just play. Like someone could just go up, grab the controller, and start dancing.
So it's almost like the Wii version of Just Dance,
exactly.
or where they had Zumba on the Wii version, where you could just play with the IA, for example, and it was you and the instructor, and you were just dancing with the songs.
It's exactly what it is.
Well, we're gonna have to wrap it up here, and we wanted to tell you thank you for joining with us.
Thank you for having me.
Next up, I'll be talking with Megan Young from OSM. Megan talks about OSM's involvement with Special Olympics Illinois and volunteering at the Summer Games. You're watching the Meet the Inspired show on Special Olympics Illinois. I'm Daniel, one of the co-hosts, and I'm here with one of our new sponsors. Megan, can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hi, everybody. My name is Megan Young. I work at RSM, and I've been with the firm for 4 years now. This is my first time at the Special Olympic Games, and I'm really excited to be here today.
So, can you tell us? You said that in getting to talk to you before we got on camera, you were telling me that OSM has partnered with Special Olympics Illinois for a couple of years. Can you tell us what is OSM and then how OSM got first introduced to our Special Olympics movement?
Yeah. So RSM is an accounting firm. It's the 5th largest accounting firm in the United States. How we got involved with Special Olympics is we originally started a Ducky Derby team 4 or 5 years ago, and this past year we were the #1 corporate sponsor for Ducky Derby. We did almost 10,000 ducks, so that was really awesome. And then we became state sponsors for Special Olympics Illinois, and now this is our first time at the games, so we're kind of trying to do more volunteer opportunities for you guys.
Awesome. So we always like interacting with our sponsors, and for those, we might have some people that are just listening to the audio podcast, but for the people that are watching the video podcast, because apparently people like to watch us. You will see that we are right in the middle of the track at Illinois State University.
We are, yes.
So right now we've got athletes that are running around.
A relay's going on right now.
A relay's going on. So can you tell us what have you seen has been the impact of the Special Olympics Illinois Summer Games that you will tell your employees about what our movement is all about?
Well, first of all, I see so many different athletes of all ages, which I think is awesome. It's not just tailored, to one demographic of age. So I think that's really great. And it's been really nice to just talk to all the athletes, give them high fives, give them words of encouragement, tell them good job. So it's been really, really fun.
Awesome.
The weather's great today.
Yeah. I know sometimes the weather could be raining. Sometimes it could be really hot. I know in past years we've had to shut down some of the competition because, but at least the weather is nice.
Yeah.
Nice today. This is the first time that and I'm sure some of our listeners might be just finding out about OSM. So what will, because all of our sponsors can help to tell the story of us athletes, can help to tell the story of this movement, of the Inclusion Revolution movement. What will OSM do to tell the story of Special Olympics?
Yeah, so here at RSM, we have several different employee network groups, which is just employees will join a network group that kind of has a different theme behind it. One of the things I'm a member of is the Abilities Network group. And so that's just really focusing on just inclusion in the workplace and just supporting everyone with disabilities, intellectual and physical, all around the United States. So we have a lot of people at RSM that are really passionate about helping in any way that they can, volunteering in any way that they can, and just focusing on inclusion.
Awesome. And then what does I'm sure when you guys first got when you first started as a sponsor, you didn't get to kind of see firsthand.
Yeah.
But now that you and some of your colleagues are all volunteering, you can interact, whether it's with myself or one of the athletes that is that's walking behind us, or I should say running behind us.
Yeah.
You guys get to see firsthand. So what does the Special Olympics Partnership mean to RSM?
Yeah. So RSM, we have a foundation that just basically just helps just non-for-profit organizations that Special Olympics Illinois is. And so with our partnership, we're very passionate. We have a mission to just, first of all, to help youth is kind of like a big thing for the RSM Foundation. And we have this kind of grant, and it's called Dollars for Doers. So every RSM employee that is volunteering here at the Special Olympic Games, every hour that they volunteer, RSM, the foundation, will match money, which is awesome because we're out here, we're having a good time, we're volunteering, and we get to donate money to your guys' great, amazing cause.
Awesome. And can we, do you know about, and this might be putting you on the spot, but do you know about if all the employees that are all volunteering this week, do you know about how many hours and then how much that will be, like how much Special Olympics Illinois will be?
So there's about 45 volunteers from RSM here today. And so we're each volunteering about 5 hours today. So I'm trying to think, 45 times 5, I'm like, I don't even know.
Maybe somebody off camera can do the math.
What's 45 times 5? 185?
This isn't a good look for us.
225. And then that's going to get doubled.
Awesome.
So we're going to get 450.
Awesome.
$450.
Awesome. And I'm sure that in this is only the first time you're volunteering, but I'm sure in the future you'll get more employees.
Of course. Originally we had 80 people that were interested in coming today, but sometimes things just get busy and not everyone can make it. So hopefully next year we'll have an even bigger turnout.
Awesome. And can you tell us, we got two final questions to wrap up. First, can you tell us about a memorable story that you experienced here at the Special Olympics Illinois Summer Games that tells a story of the inclusion revolution? Like, what is a story that maybe it's interacting with an athlete or something that tells a story of what the inclusion revolution, what this movement is about?
Yeah, I mean, literally just in this relay about 30 minutes ago, all of us were just high-fiving everyone, and it's just a lot of positive energy. Everyone is just really happy, and it's a lot of inclusion just because we're walking side by side with each other. We're holding each other's hands. We're talking to each other. We're helping each other out this whole day today.
Awesome. So before we wrap up, in the other podcast that I host, I always conclude, at least ever since I came back from the Abu Dhabi Special Olympics World Games 5 years ago, I've been asking one final question that I think gets to the heart of our time together, that it's not just our listeners or our viewers watching this podcast, but we want them to take action to whether they come out and volunteer or to join this movement. So what does inclusion mean to you?
Inclusion to me means just everyone is equal, everyone is treated equally, everyone sees each other as equals. There's no one above each other, there's no one below each other. Everyone is just on the same playing field together, hanging out. You don't see people's, disabilities, and you're just seeing people as people.
Awesome. That's a perfect way
Yeah.
to wrap up. And
Yeah.
of that field,
Yeah.
we all
On the
on the track, and on a field.
Yeah.
So, our guest has been Megan Young.
Yes.
From
RSM.
From RSM.
Yeah.
We are here live at the Special Olympics Illinois Summer Games.